Think you have mastered the count function? You might want to think twice. Today we are heading to the Excel park to meet a family of functions every pro should know, the count family. It's not just one tool, it's a powerful family of functions that work together to solve your toughest data puzzles. I'm Nabil Murad. From basic numbers and text to errors and complex conditions, I'm breaking down the entire lineage with 25 examples. Stick around to see which family member you have been overlooking. Once we are done, drop a comment and let me know which specific example you like most. No more delays, let's jump into the Excel part and start counting. In the range B4 F15, I have some values: numbers, text, blanks, and errors. And I named the range data to use it in multiple calculations. So if I want to count how many number I have, then I use a regular count function, equal count, and then I select the range named data. I close the bracket. When I hit enter, it says you have 21 numbers. But what if I want to count everything, excluding the blanks? Then I use a COUNTA function. I type the name of the range one more time, I close the bracket, and now I get the result. We have 55 values, excluding any blanks. What if I want to count the blanks? We have a special function for doing this. It's a count blank function, equal count blank. I use the same range one more time, I close the bracket, I hit enter, and the result is 5. If you want to count text, we do not have a built-in function for counting text. Then I'll be using a conditional count function, the COUNTIF function. And I type equal COUNTIF. I use the range named data. I type a comma, and my condition will be this star. When I close the bracket and hit enter, it says you have 32 occurrences of text. What if you don't have this star in a separate cell? Then I can type it within the function. Then I type equal COUNTIF, the same range data, but I'll be typing in double quotation my star. I close the bracket and hit enter, and I get the same exact result. We also do not have a function that counts errors. So what if I want to count how many occurrences of division by zero error? Then I'll be using a COUNTIF function, and I click on the cell having the sample error. When I hit enter, it says you have 2 errors. However, this technique is counting one single type of errors. It doesn't count other types of errors. A value error, a not available error. What if I want to count any type of error? Let me explain the concept outside. I'll be using an isError function. And I type equal isError. I use the range named data. I close the bracket and then I hit enter. So whenever I have an error, I get it true. Otherwise, I get it false. I want to convert the trues and false into ones and zeros. Then I put my function in the edit mode and I type double negative. And when I hit enter, I get zeros. And whenever I have an error, I get 1. A sum function can add the ones together. So I put my function in the edit mode and I wrap my previous functions in a sum function and I close the bracket at the end. When I hit enter, we have 2 errors. Then I'm going to copy this function and put it in the corresponding cell, and this is how we count any occurrence of error. In my next example, I want to start counting conditionally. That means I'll be using a COUNTIF function. So what if I want to count the numbers if they are greater than 50? Then I use a COUNTIF function, equal COUNTIF. I use the range named data. And then I type a comma, and I click on the cell having my condition, I close the bracket, and then I hit enter. So we have 13 occurrences. If you don't have the comparison operator in the cell, then in this case you can type it within the function. So what if I want to count the numbers greater than 50? Equal COUNTIF. I refer to the range named data, but this time because I don't have the comparison operator, then I type it within the function. Greater than, I close the double quotation, I use the joining operator of Excel, Shift 7, the and symbol, and I click on the cell having the number, and I get the same exact result. What if you don't have the number at all? Then I can type the number with the comparison operator within the function. I type equal COUNTIF, the same range named data. In double quotation, I type the comparison operator. I type 50. I close the double quotation and I close the bracket and then I hit enter. If you want to count numbers between an upper limit and a lower limit, then here I need to use two COUNTIF functions. So I start by typing the first COUNTIF that will count the numbers less than the upper limit. So I use in double quotation less than, I close the double quotation, I use an AND symbol, and I click on the upper limit, which is in cell K7. And now I need to subtract the number below the lower limit. And I type a minus sign, another COUNTIF function, and then in double quotation, less than, the AND symbol, and I click on the lower limit, I close the bracket, and then I hit enter. We have 11 numbers between 40 and 80. Should you wish to count the numbers exactly equal to 65, then in this case, I use a COUNTIF function, equal COUNTIF, and I click on the cell having 65. I hit enter, and that's the result. If you want to count the numbers that are not equal to 65, then in this case, I use also a COUNTIF function. I'm referring to the same range data, and in double quotation, I type greater than, smaller than. I close the double quotation. I use the joining operator Shift 7, and I click on the cell having the 65. I close the bracket and hit enter. It says you have 59. Note that when I say does not equal 65, 55 are not all numeric values. It's including everything except the single cell having the 65. The COUNTIF function can deal with numbers, blanks, errors, and text, and that's why it included all of them in this result. In this example, I want to count text based upon a condition. So I'll be using a COUNTIF function, equal COUNTIF, and I want to count how many occurrences of mangoes. So I click on the cell having mangoes, I close the bracket, and then I hit enter. We have 8 occurrences. But if you have more than one condition, like apples and oranges, then in this case, I need to use more than one single COUNTIF function, and I type equal COUNTIF. I'm referring to the same range named data, and I click on apples, I close the bracket, and I want to count also the occurrences of oranges. That I use a plus sign, that's the equivalent of an OR logical operator, and I use another COUNTIF function. I click on oranges, I close the bracket, and then I hit enter, and that's the result. The COUNTIF function is not case sensitive. So if I count how many occurrences of bananas I have in uppercase, equal COUNTIF, and I use the range data, I click on the condition, I close the bracket, I hit enter, the result is 13. What if I count the occurrences of bananas in lowercase? I will get the same exact result, equal COUNTIF. I click on banana in lowercase, I close the bracket and hit enter, then I get 13. In some situations, you want to count case-sensitive text. So I have bananas in lowercase, and I want to count exactly the lowercase banana. Let me explain the concept outside. In this case, I'm going to use an exact function, equal exact. I use the range named data, comma, and I click on the case-sensitive text, which is banana. When I close the bracket and hit enter, I get false and trues and division by 0 error. Whenever I have the same exact case, I get it true. I want to convert the trues and false into ones and zeros. Then I put my function in the edit mode. I type double negative at the beginning and I hit enter. Now I have a problem because the double negative converted just the trues and false into ones and zeros. And the sum function can add them up, but the sum function cannot deal with the division by 0 error. So let's see the result. I put it in the edit mode. I wrap it in a sum function. So I type sum and I close the bracket at the end. When I hit enter, I get a division by 0 error. How to fix this problem? Let's copy this function. And now I type an equal sign and I paste my function. But to exclude the error, I'm going to wrap my named range data in an if error function. And I type if error. I click after data. I type a comma, double quote, and I close the bracket for the if error function. Now the sum function can handle the ones and zeros, and when I hit enter, it says you have 6 occurrences of lowercase banana. If you want to count text ending with specific characters, then I also use a COUNTIF function, referencing the same range named data, and I click on my condition, which is a star and ES. That means I want the text ending by ES, whatever precedes the ES. I close the bracket and hit enter, and the result is 11. You could type this condition in double quotation within the function. So if I don't have my condition in a separate cell, I type an equal sign, COUNTIF, I reference the range named data, and in double quotation, I type the wild character, the star, ES, and I close the double quotation and I close the bracket. When I hit enter, I get the same result. In this example, we have a client survey. We asked our clients, did you like our service? And 10 clients participated in the survey. Some of them said yes, some of them said no, and some of them did not respond to the survey. So I want to count how many yeses I have. I named this range survey. So I'll be using a COUNTIF function equal COUNTIF. I reference the range survey, and then I type a comma, and in double quotation, I type yes, and I close the double quotation, and I close the bracket, I hit enter. 5 clients responded yes. But what's the percentage of the clients who responded yes to all the clients who participated in the survey? Then I use the same function equal COUNTIF. I count the range survey, how many yeses do we have, but I want to divide it by the total number of clients who participated in the survey. Then I type a / the division operator, and then I type a rows function, and in brackets, I use the same range survey, and that will be the result. This result included the blanks. So if you want a more accurate result, and get the percentage of clients who responded yes after excluding the blanks, the clients who did not respond at all, then I'm going to use a COUNTIF function, and this time I'll be dividing by a COUNTA function that excludes the blanks. In this example, I have in column A a list of fruits. It has lots of duplicates. And in column B, I have a list of regions. If I want to get a unique list of fruits, then I can use a unique function to do that. I use unique, and I name this range fruit. Then I can type fruit. I close the bracket and hit enter, and it shows that we have 5 different fruits. But actually what I want is to count how many unique fruits we have. So if I type a COUNTIF function equal COUNTIF, the range that I'll be counting is fruit, and the condition will be the same range. I close the bracket and hit enter. Then we have 7 occurrences of bananas, we have 13 occurrences of apples, and so on. What if I divide 1 by each one of these numbers? Then I put my function in the edit mode, I type 1 divided by the COUNTIF function. Now adding up all these numbers will give me the count of unique fruits. I hit F2, and then I wrap my functions inside a sum function. I close the bracket at the end, I hit enter, and we have 5 unique fruits. In the region column, we have different regions, but I want to know how many times the region appears in the list. I created a unique function to extract a unique list of regions as a condition, and I'll be creating a COUNTIF function equal COUNTIF. My range will be the region, and my condition will be cell F5, but because I extracted a unique list of regions with a unique dynamic array function, then this is a spilled array. Then I type the spilled array symbol, Shift 3 on my keyboard, I close the bracket and hit enter, and this is the number of times each region appears in the list. Our bonus example will be using a COUNTIF function which accommodates multiple conditions. I have a list that shows a payment, a region, and sales, and I want to find out how many occurrences do I have where I have a combination of a specific payment and a specific region. I named the two columns payment and region, and I'm going to use them in a COUNTIF function equal COUNTIFs. The COUNTIF function can accommodate multiple conditions, and for each condition, I need a pair of arguments, an entire range and a specific condition. So I select the first range, which is payment. In this range, I'm looking for this specific payment method Visa coming from a drop list. And I finished with my first condition. My second condition will be the region. And my condition for the region will be East. I select it from another drop list. I close the bracket. And when I hit enter, this is an AND logical situation. I'm looking for the count of records having both conditions met, which is Visa and East. If I change the region and let's say I select West, then I have 7. If I change the payment method and I select PayPal, then I have 5 occurrences. I showed you 25 plus examples of using the count family functions. If you enjoyed this tutorial, like, share, comment, and subscribe to be notified when new tutorials are released. The best is yet to come. Thanks for watching and see you next time.